I want to talk to you for just a couple of minutes about accessing other timelines. And so, what am I talking about? I know some of you are on here and you're saying, what's she talking about? But I've been talking about these timelines for a minute and I'm going to continue because they really do connect with your intuition. Because as you learn how to navigate your intuitive feelings, the intuitive hits that you get, the messages that you receive from your spirit team in your body, as you begin to navigate those things, oh my God, the shifts that will begin to happen in your life. So, accessing other timelines, what that typically means is there is a timeline that exists of you doing exactly the thing that you desire to do. So if you want to run a business, or you want to go back to school, or you want to be something else in your life as far as your career, there is a timeline where you are already doing that. So what we're doing now is learning how to access that, learning how to connect with our intuition so that we can learn how to access that. Because one thing about it, Neville Goddard teaches that the feeling is the secret, and that once you begin to feel like that particular person or that particular energy, then whatever you desire will start to show up in your life and in your awareness. And so what you want to do is, when you start understanding how to connect to your body and how to receive the messages and what you're feeling when certain things occur, because really you'll start to discover the patterns and you'll start to see. I noticed that I learned that in my mediumship, that when people come up behind me, they're typically younger people. I don't know why that is or what that is, but they're typically like younger people energy, like a friend energy, or that type of thing. And so I've learned that about that. And there's ways and tips in every other type of intuitive gift. There's ways and tips in every single type. And so as you start to study and really connect to your body, then you can start to access those other timelines, the timelines where you are, not in poverty, where you're in abundance, where you're not in lack, where you're in abundance, where you're not having issues, with your head and all kinds of things going on, or you're not having a lot of sickness and pain and disease. Because why? Because on this other timeline, you don't have that. On this other timeline, you are healed, you are healthy, and you can actually determine that and decide that and set the intention for that and tell yourself that every single day and put yourself in that space so you feel it, so you know it. So nobody can tell you no. Nobody can tell you that it's not true, because it is true for you, because you know it, because you have access that other timeline. And when you begin to do that, the sky's the limit for you. Nothing is impossible for you. Nothing is impossible. God can heal anything and anything in any situation. That is entirely possible for you. And one thing that my partner Tracy and I do on TikTok, we do live readings and we do healings and we do prayers, and we stop and pray about once an hour, I think, when we're on there, and pray for people and really shift the narrative. And we can see, as we've been doing it, that thing is really shifting the narrative for people. People are really getting healed. People are really getting shifts in their life. Doors are opening for people because we're praying, because we are being the change that we want to see. We are praying, and we are believing, and we are coming together as a community and praying and lifting up each other and lifting up God. And my thing is, whatever you believe, I'd say, we always say God, universe, source, whatever, whoever you call them, him, her, them, I call them God, but praying is like so huge. It moves the needle, and it shifts and changes everything. Everything. So I'm going to invite you right now to like, share, and subscribe to this channel so that you can get notified when I drop more content and new content and stuff like this. That is so huge. This is such a big breakthrough of knowing that you can shift your own timeline. You don't need nobody else to do it. Yes, I can help you. And yes, there are practitioners and people out here that heal energy like I do and that they can help you. You know, you can get guidance, you can get all that stuff, but you can get those things from your own self. You can shift your own timeline. You can actually see yourself in the space where you want to be. You know, if you know, and I'm going to use myself for an example. I'm seeing myself in my new house because that is the space that I want to be. You know, am I physically still in this house right now? Yes, I am. However, when I go to sleep, I go to sleep in my new house. I go to sleep in my new house. You know, so that's what I got to say to y'all today. And I'm not going to stay on here long because I actually have a place to be. But I just want to say that to y'all because y'all know what? It is such a powerful time when you learn that you can shift your own timeline and that all you have to do is really begin to imagine it. Go there in your imagination. Go there in your imagination. Your imagination really is your playground, y'all. The place of imagination where you imagine and you think about the things that you desire and you put yourself in that space and you give yourself that feeling that you feel when you're going to get that thing. That is the playground. That is the playground for manifestation. Your imagination is the playground for manifestation. So as you imagine, you know, because Neville Goddard gives this testimony about how he imagined that he was in Barbados, but he was actually in New York. His body was in New York. But when he would lay down and go to sleep, and he said that his mentor Abdullah taught him this. When he would lay down and go to sleep, he would lay down and go to sleep in Barbados, in his bed in Barbados, not wherever he was in New York City. You know, and even though he went and the people said that, you know, there were no tickets and there was going to be no passage and he wasn't going to be able to go, he still put himself in Barbados in his imagination before he went to sleep. So if you can even begin to do something that simple, just put yourself in the space that you want to be before you go to sleep. You know, create and craft your day. You can do that in your mind. You can write it down. You can do it in your mind, but create and craft your day. Create and craft it. You know, just allow yourself to dream again. Allow yourself to imagine what it could be for you. And then decide that that's what it is for you. Set that intention and decide that that's what it is for you. This is what you're going to do. You know, this is who I am. You know, I'm not that person that's sitting in lack. I'm not that person that's in the tiny house. I'm not that person that is homeless on the street. I'm not that person that's living in my car. I'm not that person that's living in somebody else's house. I am that person that has everything that she desires, that has her own house or her own apartment, has her own money flowing through. I am that person. You know, that is the person that I am. I am the person that I'm not working this job. I am in school getting my master's degree, or I am that person that is, you know, working this dream job, this thing that that this person is dreaming of. I don't understand that because I don't dream of work, but some people have dream jobs and things that they desire and they want to do, and you could be that person. You know what I mean? And so that job is here for you. You know, and it could be right there. And you just need to start speaking. Speak it out into the universe. Tell God, hey, this is what I want. And start speaking as if, and then start seeing yourself in the place. You know, if it's a physical building, or if it's a certain type of job, like if you're working from home, or whatever, see yourself doing that thing. See yourself collecting your check. See yourself checking your bank account to see if your check made it into the bank account, if that's something that you do. See yourself doing the thing that the person in that other timeline that you are wanting to shift into is doing. I say for myself, I say that I see myself doing what abundant Tammy does. Abundant Tammy. Because abundant Tammy is a shift from the timeline where I am, but it's what I know. Abundant Tammy. So I see myself doing the things that abundant Tammy would do. What would abundant Tammy do? Where would abundant Tammy shop? What would abundant Tammy be doing? Hey, Mario, good to see you. And so when you start really getting into shifting those timelines, y'all, I'm telling you, watch your life begin to change right before your very eyes, because you will be shifting out of that one space into the other space. And the other space is the one that you have already played in your own mind. You have taken yourself there in your imagination. And yeah, I don't know if y'all know, but imagination is where you create. That is our creative space. So it is like so profound that this has come, because I don't know if y'all know how huge this is, but it is so huge to be able to shift your timelines. Just take yourself from that one space into this other space that you know. Mario is an actor, so he could take himself into a space where he is in a movie, where he could do like Jim Carrey did and write the $1 million check and put a date on it and say, this is what I'm going to have. And he got it. You know what I mean? So you can do it all kinds of ways, and I love that. I love that. I actually have a check on my wall that I wrote some years ago and put up there that I am looking for the money to show up. But yeah, so it's so many different ways that you can shift this timeline. But all I'm saying to you today is that you can shift it. So just in case you don't know, you can access other portals and other dimensions and other timelines, because we are honestly, typically we all exist in more than one timeline. So you think you just exist in this one right here that you can see? No. No. There are other timelines that you are concurrently, and I use that word because that's the word they use when you go to jail, but concurrently with this timeline. So at the same time, these timelines are existing. That's why you can jump between them when you want to. Now, why would you want to jump back to the other timeline? I don't know, but you can jump to the forward timeline at the same time that you're in this other timeline. All right. So that was what was on my mind today to speak on. And I hope that, it served y'all well. I hope it was something that, you were interested in. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And then that you also check out the video that's going to be popped up somewhere over here on this thing once I edit it. So, but yes, and make sure that you join me on TikTok for readings, healings, and lives with my sis Tracy Clairvoyance. We do readings. We done some already earlier today. We will probably get back on later tonight. Probably, I'm saying it'll more than likely be after 8. But we'll get back on and we'll do some more, and then come and join us. We do prayers in the middle, healings, all kinds of stuff. We address chakras and all kinds of things in these readings. I mean, the readings are fire because you get a lot with it, and only thing we're asking is donations, $10, or give a gift to get on the list. So thank y'all for hanging out with me. I appreciate everything. I thank you for liking and sharing, and for subscribing, because y'all is fire. And don't forget, I have my 7-day mini course on unlocking your intuition coming up in the next probably about 2 weeks. I'll start it, and it's 7 days. It's going to go directly to your email, and it's free. So if you want to in on that, make sure that you send me your email some kind of way. You can comment it if you like to do that, or you can reach out and we can see, if you want to do like Instagram or something like that, or TikTok or somewhere where you can put it in the messages, or Facebook, even Facebook Messenger. So, but yes, so if you want to get in on that, because that is totally free. I'm actually creating it now. I'm almost done, but we'll start it. And what's going to happen is every day for 7 days, you're going to get a lesson. You'll get a lesson, and it'll come with some resources, with some tips, with some tools, all the kind of things for you. So that is something that I want to do, and I'm blessing people from my heart. So if that's something you want to get in on, just reach out to me and let me know. You can comment. You can find me on Facebook go Messenger, TikTok, Intuitive Tammy, Messenger, or Instagram. I am really Tammy Y. Morrison, which I don't go on often. So I would need you to tell me that you send me a message there, because I try to check it a couple times a week, but I don't do a lot of Instagram. So again, thank you so much for hanging out. I am absolutely love coming on here and sharing this wisdom with you guys. If there is anything else that, if you have any questions or anything, you can drop them down below in the comments. And I try to come back and read the comments too as well. But if you haven't heard from me and you need something, you know how to do it. Just go and find me. You can go and find all the links in my about section of this channel. You can see all my links. I think my email is even there. So all kind of ways that you can get a hold of me. So again, thank you so much for joining. I hope everybody is having a magical day as I am, and be blessed. And I'll see you on tomorrow. Bye now.